Hey guys, welcome to Sippin' and Spillin' with Sid from Three Mississippi. How are you doing today? Um, so today's Tuesday. I know you guys are seeing this on Wednesday, and we're gonna have our live with you guys tonight. And last night, Tim from Ridge Life did his live, and he had been asking people for the last couple weeks to roast him, to just absolutely roast him. For anybody that doesn't know what a roast is, um, you know, a lot of times you'll see like the celebrity roast where they just absolutely have different celebrities just absolutely roast them for things that they're known for, good or bad, and just like it's funny, it's meant in good fun, but it's also like digs. So Tim had been asking those of us in the family to make sure that we do one. And so I did one, and I think I might have been like the first one to do it. Um, and I think mine was relatively mild. I don't know. I posted it on Sip and Spill in here, and I posted it um, unlisted. So basically, I have to send the link. I sent the link to him, so like only he could see it, or if he shared it, like it could be seen. Um, because I hadn't seen anybody else post them yet, and I was like, I don't know if mine's like too brutal or whatever. Well, then everybody was getting theirs in today on Tuesday as we film this, before Tim's live because that was the deadline today. And then Mike, in true fashion, waited till the 11th hour to decide that he wanted to do one because he saw everybody else's, like Mel and Gary's and Drew's, and he was like, I have to do one. And so he messaged Tim and he was like, hey, is it too late to do one, brother? And he was like, go for it. So he absolutely, if you haven't seen the short that Mike did on Three Mississippi, it's public, so y'all can see it. Absolutely, I filmed it though. Absolutely brutal, but very funny, somewhat accurate. But it was pretty cute. So and I can't wait to. I'm gonna watch his live tonight, and I'm excited to kind of see how that goes because he's gonna, I guess, play some of them during the live. So if you're just hearing about this for the first time, go back and watch Tim's live that he did on Tuesday night, and then of course join us for our live tonight. We did get an important mail call tracking info thing today, which we're very excited about. Um, and I'm hoping that it gets here before our live, uh, our Wednesday night live. I'm really, really hoping. But if it doesn't, then that's okay. It's fine. And I am going to tell you, fine folks, what it is. It's our plaque, our YouTube play button plaque for hitting 100,000 subscribers on Three Mississippi. So I thought it was going to take a lot longer to get here. I've heard stories of some people have had to wait 6 weeks or whatever, and it's only been a couple weeks. Um, so, but we got the UPS tracking that says it's going to be here tomorrow, or as you're watching this, Wednesday. So we'll see if it gets here in the afternoon like it's supposed to. Then it'll be here before our live, and maybe we can show it to you guys. And boop, boop, that'd be exciting. So I got to find a good place to hang it. I think I'm gonna hang it in the living room. But I got to rearrange some stuff if I'm gonna do that because we do our lives in the living room a lot of times. It'd be nice to kind of have it up there. But I don't know. I gotta decide if I really want that to be part of the motif in the living room all the time, or if maybe I just want to do it where I take one picture down and put it up when we do our lives, and then switch it back out with whatever picture, and then just put it like on the shelf somewhere. Because I want it on, like, I'm proud of it. Like, we worked hard for it. Like, I want it on display, but I don't know if I want it, like, with all my bird pictures behind us on the couch, like, all the time. I don't know. So, we'll see. And I watered all my potted plants today. So, I think tomorrow morning, I'm going to pull, I've got two wandering Judes, well, technically three wandering Judes out here in pots, two that are hanging, and one that's a split pot with another, those random, like, just generic houseplant. I don't know what they're called. But they're the ones that just grow like crazy and they'll go like viney and fall down and whatever. Anyway, I got one of those and a giant flamingo. But they're not going to make it through the winter. So I need to pull them in. I need to trim them down a little bit and pull them in. And I need to have my citronella. You can see the little edges of it over here. I need to bring them in, trim them down and bring them in because they won't make it through the cold either. I looked it up to see and it was like, no, they don't like cold. So I need to bring them in before the first frost. And I know it's coming soon. It's been getting colder and colder. So I do need to pull those in, but I wanted to give them a good water. And it was a nice sunny day today. So I was like, oh, I'm going to leave them out, before they go into the house. And I need to find a good place to put them. I think I may end up putting all the citronella after I trim them down in my office because it does get a decent amount of natural light because it does have a bigger window in there and I just leave the blinds up all the time. So I may just kind of leave those in there. But the two hanging ones, there's two hooks in the living room that they used to have previous owner had a chandelier thing hanging from, but I'm going to stick my winter plants over there because it's near the big bay window. So I figure that should work and they'll stay warm. So, but my Wandering Jude that I planted over here, guys, I'll show you guys real quick here because I'm real proud of them. Like there were some cuttings that fell when I transferred my Wandering Judes from the pot that they were in into my hanging plants, and a couple of the pieces had fallen off. So I literally just kind of planted them in a few different spots in my flower bed up here, and don't mind the weeds that have popped off since we had rain. And plus some of my plants are starting to already cycle through and start to die. So just, it's not looking its best right now over here, but I am proud of the Wandering Jew. So let me show you guys, try to show you right here. Let's see. This is so hard to do when I can't flip my phone, but I mean, just absolutely going crazy. This was off of one little tiny sprig and all of this grew. Now, I don't know if this is gonna, I don't think it's gonna overwinter, but I've got a bunch over there too. And then more over here and a giant weed. Pay no attention to the giant weed, but these are my hanging ones right here. And then let's see, I'll take you guys over here real quick and show you. This is interesting too, because this was another plant that I planted one little sprig of, and it's absolutely gone crazy. Now I think it's in the same family as the Wandering Jude. There were like two in one plant. So I think this is part of that, but it's absolutely gone crazy too. It's all the way over here. And then I had planted that, but it's kind of fallen down. I think Mr. Bunko might have gotten in there, or somebody kind of half dug it up, it looks like. I might have to address that and pot it. But I'll do that this weekend when I have time while Mike's fishing. But these are just going crazy. I do have a lot of weeds that popped up here in the last week or so. But, oh, and this is that generic house plant with some more Wandering Jude in my giant flamingo. So I do need to do some fall maintenance out here before it gets covered in leaves. So I might try to do some of that this weekend while Mike's gone, because it's hard to find time sometimes to do those kinds of projects, like beautifying projects. Like it's just it gets tricky sometimes. But I do need to get in there and clean some of it out and work on that. So I think I will probably do that on Saturday morning a little bit, after morning chores with the animals and stuff. I come out here and gut some of that. Maybe Friday afternoon I might have time. Actually, I have to go up to the church and help with a few things in the earlier part of the day, but then I'll have some time to kill before I have to go pick up Frank. So maybe I'll work on it then and just kind of get it out of the way. We'll see. And I need to trim back the gardenias too, but I might wait because I still have blooms on them right now, which is, they're not supposed to right now, but they still do. So I might have to wait a little longer before I trim those back. But they're struggle busting a little bit because after that big freeze we had, they never really came back. The one side didn't come back very well. And anyway, I think they're going to make it, but they need to be cut back quite a bit, I think. And Mike's got he's actually got his waders, his high C waders over here right now. He wore them for the short when he was roasting Tim. He's got them all ready for his trip. I pulled out the pillow for him, and I do have to run to Walmart at some point in the next day or two. And I guess the bed at the cabin that they're staying at is like a queen bed, but you have to bring your own bedding. So I had washed some bedding because I thought it was a twin. So I had washed some twin bedding that I have, but apparently that's not right. So, and we have a California King, so that's gonna be too big. So I'm gonna have to go. I'll just pick up a thing of queen size sheets at the Whoosie What's It at the Wally World, um, so that we'll have that. And then he can take that with him, and he just needs to pack all his other stuff. And I told him, I said, make sure you tell me by Wednesday any clothes that you want washed or any errands that you want me to run for you of things that you want to take on your trip. Give it to me by Wednesday so that I have time to take care of it, so that, either Thursday at 9 o'clock at night or Friday at 8 in the morning, he's not going, oh, I need you to go get me this, because I'm going to be like, sorry, brother. And I asked you already. So, because I got other things I have to work on and other things I have to do. So, um, so yeah, I think he's getting excited about the trip. He's got all his doodads, his fishing doodads together, that he's going to take. And I think he's just got to kind of figure out what food he wants to bring, because they have like a full kitchen, I guess, in the cabin. So I thought they were staying in a much more rustic cabin, but I should have known, because I guess Tim booked these cabins. So that is the one thing that I agree with Tim on, that cabins should be bougie and have electricity and be comfortable and have a kitchen, so and a bathroom. So, and I think these do. So I'm like, okay. So they're bougie cabins because Tim found them. So we love you, Tim. Just continuing the roast. But anyway, so Frankie and I are excited to have our girls' weekend and get some things kind of done in the days leading up to that. So Saturday, after morning chores, we can just sort of chill out and have some mama-daughter time. She worked with Beulah a lot the last couple of days, and the first day was a little bit of a struggle bus. Beulah didn't want to listen. She stood there like it was the first time she'd ever heard some of the commands, and she was just kind of just doing her thing. So I tried. Frankie got her to do it a little bit. I got her to do it a little bit, but then she was just like, no. So we were both getting frustrated. So we were like, okay, time to walk away. And then yesterday, Frankie took her out there, and right away she got her to lunge, and she listened, and she got her to trot, and she got her to do all the things that she asked her to do, with both the physical and the verbal cues, and she did great yesterday. So that was exciting, that progress was made, because Frankie's like, until I can make sure that she's going to listen to me on the ground, how do I know she's going to listen when I'm on her back? And I'm like, yeah, good, 100%. I agree with you. So, and she's definitely been getting a little, like this morning, Beulah got mad at me because I had to clean out the stock tank in the goat pen. So normally my routine is I'm in the goat pen for X amount of time, I'm in the chicken coop for X amount of time, and then I go to Beulah. So she kind of knows like how long it should take me to get to her in the mornings when she sees me come out, right? Well, this morning it was a lot longer, right? Because I'm in there emptying the thing and getting out the fish and bleaching out the inside of the tank and doing all the things, right? So I'm in there for like a while scrubbing this stock tank and then refilling it and moving animals and doing all this stuff, right? And she was standing at her trough, like stared at me and like at full attention, like, when are you coming over here? Like, we have a routine. You're supposed to come over, you're supposed to clean my eye boogers, you're supposed to brush me, you're supposed to tell me to do a few things, give me love, and this is what we do every morning. So I could tell she was getting a little bit frustrated that I wasn't over there yet, and I was like, I'm coming, Buell, I'll be there in a minute, So I go over, and at this point she's turned around and she's like kind of walked a few paces away, but she's still in the vicinity, right? Totally ignores me, doesn't want to come over to me, didn't want me to clean her eye boogers, tried to fight me on that, did not want to be brushed. When I showed her brush that I was going to brush her, she tried to bite her brush, and I was like, okay, this is not going to go well. And I could just tell by, she was cocking an ear, but I could tell she was mad at me. And I was like, okay, we're not going to play this game, because I'm not going to try to irritate you right now when you're clearly upset. So I just, walked away from her. And, because I'm a firm believer of when an animal shows you that they're not happy about a situation, that you listen to them, because that's how people get injured. And so, especially a large animal like that. So normally she and I don't have a problem. I handle her daily. But today I think she was mad that I made her stand there and wait for me for too long, that I took too long with the goats. I think that was her way of just letting me know that she didn't appreciate my being behind schedule. So, and she's done that to me one other time, and it was when I got out there late. So she's definitely likes her routine, likes her schedule. If I am behind schedule by what she deems as too far behind schedule, she will let me know. So this one's the same way though. If I'm not out here in time for my morning coffee, he gets very upset. He starts meowing at the back door and like he'll smack the doorknob. Like there is no sleeping in around here. There never really is, because when you have animals, you got to get up and feed and water and do all the things. But there's definitely no sleeping in. When I say sleep in, I mean by like an extra 30 minutes. I'm not talking like till 10 in the morning. I'm talking like, oh, maybe I didn't get out there till 7 this morning instead of 6:30, or whatever. So they have their routines, they have their schedules, and they like what they like. So you got your foot stuck, bud. He's just, yeah, I know. Chunky monkey. Look at this little guy. I've had him exactly a year now. Don't be violent. Yes, I know. He's over here purring but wants to play with murder mittens. I don't enjoy. I know. You're going to fall. You're going to fall. Told you. Anyway, he's a love. I can't believe we've had him a year now. And then tomorrow, well, as you're seeing this today, I'm taking both of him and the livestock guardian dogs to the vet. So keep a good thought for me today. Hopefully that goes smoothly. I'm a little concerned because obviously they're outdoor dogs. They're not really housebroken. So I don't know. They're not really car broken either. So I'm hoping that we don't have any accidents in the car. Hoping. Like I said, I don't have a crate large enough to put them in and like put them in the back. But it's gonna be what it's gonna be. They're pretty good about it. Like they usually, like this morning, because I was working on the stock tank, I let them out. I cleaned their overnight pen out, because usually like at least one of them will have pooped at some point, and so I'll clean it out. But then I was gonna lock them back in there, because if I try to clean the stock tank out while the dogs are free ranging, they're puppies. They want to play. They want to splash in the mud. They want to jump on me because I'm on the ground scrubbing the thing. They think it's a game. They want to steal the Lysol wipes. Like they think this is a hoot. So I just found it's easier if I lock the goats up in their little house and I lock them up in their little house, and I have, I don't have to worry about anybody trying to like overthrow the government. So today I put them back in after I had let them out. And normally, as soon as I let them out, they pretty much go to the bathroom as soon as I let them out of their little pen in the mornings. And I guess he still had to go number 2 about 10 minutes after I locked him back up. And so he started barking, and I couldn't figure out what he was barking at. And then I looked over and realized, oh, he was barking to go out instead of poop in his little thing. But I didn't know that's, he's very smart. I mean, they're both very smart. So I'm hoping, and they usually do like right before I put them up at night, they both go to the bathroom real quick and then come in. So, I mean, I'm hoping I can get them to evacuate everything before we get in the truck. It's not a very long ride to the vet. So I'm hopeful. That it will go smoothly. But yeah, also, I know that they're two, well, one a little bit more rambunctious than the other. Kusi is definitely a little more like go energy than Nash is, but he listens very well. So when I tell him to settle, I've completely broken him of the jumping habit, unless he thinks we're playing, which sometimes I'm not playing, but he thinks I'm playing, and I'm like, no. But he doesn't like, first thing when he sees me, he doesn't jump on me anymore. Neither one of them do. She will put one paw on my leg, like, hi. So, but they're cute, and they're doing their job. They're doing their job. I hear them. If a truck pulls up, if something seems out of the ordinary, they are definitely paying attention and alerting to that, and barking when necessary. But they're not barking just because one of us comes outside. They're not barking just because a leaf fell. They're not, you know, they're doing what they're supposed to do. So that's good. That's good. They're doing well. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna scoot. I got another mail call that I gotta film for 3 Mississippi, so I gotta go get on to that because we got a package. So anyway, guys, I hope you're having a fantastic day, and as always, stay blessed and safety off. Bye.